anyone can do their best when things are going their way and like everything's fun and easy, but it's about like, can you still go there when things are hard? Like that's when it counts to me. The job never stops. Like it's 24/7. I have to think about what I'm eating. When I'm at home and I'm not training, I have to think about how I can recover the best. It is like my full-time job. Like I don't just shut off after I leave the gym. You kind of have to sacrifice like a little bit of like your friendships and your relationships with people just because like your main priority is going to the games and like it just takes a lot of work. In high school, like the fun thing to do with your friends was to go like meet up at the gym. We weren't working out or working hard. We were just like having like a social hour. And my dad was a personal trainer. So he's like, I'm not paying for a gym membership. You can either have a CrossFit membership or you can have nothing. I'll kind of talk you through what I do for lunch. I just do stuff that's like really easy to digest, which is super plain sweet potatoes, rice, and chicken. I'll never understand how people can train after they eat vegetables. Yeah, the salt is very important. I have to have my time in the morning to like just regroup and like get my head right for the day of training. I don't touch my phone, it stays off. I just like read, drink coffee. Okay, so the Daily Stoic, I have read this every single day for like 3 years. Power of Now is a good one. Oh, this is called The Brand Gap. That's one that I just read like on marketing. This was Jada Smith's book I just read. Reading about their like childhood growing up, kind of like I texted my mom after I read that and I was like, I'm just so thankful that I didn't have like a hard upbringing. She talks about how she's like older and she still thinks of things that happened in her childhood. Okay, this one actually was so good. Shaq, his book, Unbroken, really good book. I never had something that was like so specific that I wanted to do. I remember like even going into college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. CrossFit kind of like just fell into my lap of like a career. Hey. Good, how are you doing? I warm up probably like 20 to 30 minutes. Back in the day, like when I had school and stuff, I would warm up maybe 5 minutes. Of course I was training, but going into my first regional, like I had zero expectations or intentions of going to the CrossFit Games. I was like a sophomore in college, didn't have that much time to train. I would probably train like 2 to 3 hours a day. And then I won my region and I was like, oh my gosh, like if I actually took this seriously, then I think that I could be like really good at this. And then like I made the CrossFit Games when I was 19 and I was like, I didn't even think that was in the cards. Every single year I like finished the games and I'm just like, dang, like there's so many things I could have done better. I would be so regretful if I stopped and I had so much left in the tank. There was a time where I got like extremely burnt out. I just like called my dad one day crying that like, I think I want to quit CrossFit. I'm so overwhelmed. Like I don't want to compete this year.
Yeah.
And so like he was very supportive on the call, but then like even sitting back on it and reflecting, he called me and he's just like, you know that we will love you no matter what you do.
Whatever you want to do.
Like you do not need to do that. We support you guys fully. And it's just like so sweet. It's really hard to find the balance between like doing enough, but then like making sure that you're not getting hurt, staying healthy. But
how's that been like now? Like going to the gym and doing stuff now, like you got hurt, then you're better and like everything. Is there still like a fear that lingers?
It's not
or
really like a fear anymore. I think I've kind of like come over the fear, which I talk about a lot in the book. That's the thing is I wanted to explain how it happened, like where my mental state was and like what I was thinking. When you start thinking too much about like the games and your next competition and everything, you get anxious for everything. So I just take each workout and do the best that I can today. And then honestly, some days when things go the absolute worst, those are the best kind of training days because you kind of learn what you need to be working on. I think also too, like I don't have this like burning motivation every single day. Like that's just not realistic. Even on days that I don't want to start, I've never finished a workout and like regretted it. When it comes down to it, year after year, like this is gonna be my 10th year, it's more about the process and enjoying like getting to do this with these people and enjoying like the daily grind. And so like having friends to do it with makes a huge difference. A lot of people find this like uncomfortable, but after a long day of training, I just like to get in here and like focus on my breath and kind of relax. Over the years, when maybe I've had like horrible events or even like horrible years, they've turned out to be some of the best moments of my career because I've got to like learn something that's way more important in life. Longevity has been huge for me, and a lot of that starts with what am I doing to recover after I'm done training. And for me, it's like ice barreling, saunaing, like all these different things that I've learned that work for me. So Thursdays are normally my recovery day, and most of the time I like sleep in as long as possible. But today's a little bit different because I have a blood draw scheduled.
So this like kind of like your physical that you're doing?
Yeah, they like to do this like once a year. As an athlete, it's important to kind of see like what your deficiencies are, and like if I can make like a minor change of like adding vitamins or supplements or eating differently, like I'll definitely do that. Isn't it 17?
That's probably about right. When I was looking at your order before I came in, I just had to stop because I was like, oh my goodness, am I reading this correctly?
There was a ton of blood. Like they have this extremely long report of like everything. Like last time we tried to add more fat to my diet, and then like they just added some new like vitamins, and it's very helpful to see. I've been pretty like thankful to be very mentally well throughout my entire career. Like I started when I was like 19. I wasn't training like a crazy person. Of course, things have changed. I've gotten extremely more serious than I was back in the day, but just kind of like remembering to like not always take things so serious and to like find time to do other things that you enjoy so that your life doesn't depend just on CrossFit.